Belleville, Illinois. And Dave Schaefer and I actually, and our wives came from Belleville, Illinois today to join the celebration with Neil. We met Neil about 20 years ago, actually in a golf tournament. It was the Illinois Department of Transportation tournament with his ex-brother-in-law. And we had a really good time over the years playing in the IDOT tournaments together. And he's been a great friend to both Dave and I and others. My mutual friend, Paul Pills, is from Fishers, Indiana, and he's joined us here today. And I kind of do this for special events, and I wrote a special song for Neil today. It goes to the tune of The Gambler, but it's called The Golfer. So, my beats are all gone, so.
The what?
The golfer.
And I'm going to have to do this a cappella, so.
I want your beats.
Does that mean your beats? Wait a minute. 5 pages, guys.
5 pages. All right, here we go. Everybody knows The Gambler, so. On a warm summer's morning, on a course out in nowhere, I met up with a golfer. We were both too tired to swing, so we took turns of swinging at the range on the golf course. So the urge overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of playing golf for money, and knowing what their handicap was by the way they swung their clubs. So if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of low rounds. For a swing of your driver, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my driver, and it swung like no one other. Then he bummed a golf ball and asked me for a tee. And the course got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're going to play the game, boy, you got to learn to play it right. You got to know when to hook 'em, know when to slice 'em, know when to loft 'em high, and when to bump and run. You never count your strokes when you're filling out the scorecard. There'll be time enough for counting when the money's won." Every golfer knows that the secret to winning is knowing when to put away and knowing when to chip. 'Cause every round's a winner and every round's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to golf every day. And when he finished speaking, he turned back toward the fairway, pulled out his driver, and faded it off to the right. And somewhere on the links, the golfer, he broke par, and in his final words, I learned a lesson a 65-year-old man could teach. You got to know when to hook 'em, know when to slice 'em, know when to loft 'em high, and when to bump and run. You never count your strokes when you're filling out the scorecard. There'll be time enough for counting when the money's won. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to slice 'em, know when to loft 'em high, and when to bump and run. You never count your strokes when you're filling out the scorecard. There'll be time enough for counting when the money's won.
Good job.